Hello everyone and welcome back to another anime vs manga character analysis. If you are unfamiliar with this segment or are new to the channel, first of all welcome and thank you for subscribing or thank you for checking out my videos. This is the segment I do once every few weeks where I take a character from Yu-Gi-Oh!, I analyze their anime counterpart and their manga counterpart, then give my thoughts on which one I liked better and why. You guys voted as you always do and decided that Asuka Tenjoin or Alexis Rhodes in the dub would be the fourth character and the first GX character to be analyzed. Poor man Jome, he barely lost to Shark and lost by literally 3 votes to Asuka. I'm sure we'll get to him eventually, but you do have to feel bad for the guy. Anyway, let's begin. By the way, I will not be mentioning Asuka from Arc 5 since it is a different version of her. Just wanted to clear that up before we start. I hope you guys let me know which version of Asuka you enjoyed more, and I hope you enjoy the video. Asuka Tenjoin was the leading female in the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX anime. In fact, until Blair came along, really in Season 3, she was pretty much the only female duelist in GX. She was in the Obelisk Blue dorm and had the nickname Queen of the Obelisks, as she was considered to be the greatest female duelist in the Academy. She right off the bat was shown to have some admiration towards the main character Judai Yuki, smiling while watching him defeat Kronos in the first episode, and during the duel they had in the third episode. This of course developed into a massive crush over the series, with Asuka ending up trying but failing to convey her feelings towards Judai. Now this isn't entirely her fault, because Judai is extremely clueless and is just as much to blame, but I'll digress on that. That pretty much sums up Asuka in the GX anime. Okay, no, I'm only kidding, of course, but her feelings for Judai, I felt, harmed her character. Then again, almost every character but Judai was drastically underused in the anime. Asuka did have a good plotline at the very beginning of the show, I thought, and that revolved around the disappearance of her brother Fubuki, or Alexis Rhodes in the dub. Fubuki mysteriously disappeared a while back while he was residing in the abandoned dorm, along with a few other Obelisk Blue students. Something I really liked about Asuka's character was the bravery that she had, and I feel like that gets overlooked sometimes. I mean, she enters this building by herself after dark to search for her brother. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't enter the abandoned dorm by myself if someone offered me $1,000. She ended up getting kidnapped by someone Kronos hired. He's a great teacher, by the way. Honestly, a guy every future teacher should strive to be like, and is rescued by Judai. She becomes one of the 7 people deemed worthy enough by Chancellor Shepard to hold a spirit key and protect them from the Shadow Riders. Now, I really wish she dueled her brother, who turned out to be the first Shadow Rider. I felt like it would have been a big win for her that she kind of lacked the entire series. I know she does beat her brother a handful of episodes later, but the stakes were meaningless in that duel. She did have a cool moment when she was willing to sacrifice herself for the sake of Judai, Sho, and Hayato. I'm always torn when talking about Alexis in the anime because I really did love her personality and her selflessness. She had every right to be arrogant and stuck up, but she was literally the exact opposite, which I adored about her. I guess my real issue isn't with her, but with the route they had her character take. She did have a solid win against the 6th Shadow Rider, Titan, but the final Shadow Rider made quick work of her, and she was defeated. This was honestly a really good and cool arc for Asuka, but then it all went horribly wrong. After episode 60, she won only one. That's right, one solo duel, which was against Maitre D, this clown in case you forgot, another one-shot duelist. I know there were a lot of one-off duelists in GX. She didn't even start the duel against him. She took over for Jasmine and Mindy. This was her only solo win in the last 124 episodes of the show. Why the heck? Why the heck did the writers just toss her aside after the 7 Stars arc? I will never understand it. She became brainwashed and joined the Society of Light in Season 2, was sacrificed in some weird, horribly executed ritual in Season 3, and was consumed by darkness in Season 4. She did have the one episode in Season 4 that I alluded to earlier, where she won a duel along with Judai and then had that very well-known scene with him, but that's it. Those are her highlights after the 7 Stars arc. I loved her character, I really did, but the bar was set high for her character. I mean, she was the Queen of the Obelisk, she was the best female duelist at the Academy, and I thought during the first 50 episodes, she reached that bar, but the last 130... my goodness, I mean, I think it was a worse drop-off than Aki and even Yuzu, honestly. But that's just my opinion. Let me know if you agree or disagree with what I just said. Either way, I hope you're enjoying so far, and let's move on to her manga persona. Asuka in the manga is almost identical to her anime counterpart in terms of personality and prestige. She is still viewed as probably the best female student at the academy, and still has her fiery yet sweet personality. She loses to Judai pretty early in the manga, which is a similar thing that occurred in the anime. Reggie Mackenzie and David Rabb are two of the main villains in the early stages, until you learn that both of them are being possessed by Tragodia. If you didn't recognize any of those names I just mentioned, it's understandable because all of these characters are manga-exclusive characters. Asuka has the privilege of dueling against them both, and despite putting up a good fight, she falters to both of them. Her real shining moment in the manga was, yes, another tag duel. Instead of teaming up with Judai, she teams up with Bastion, who has a massive crush on her throughout the entirety of the manga. They both go up against very, very formidable opponents in Amon and Johan, or Adrian Gecko and Jesse Anderson in the dub. This was Asuka's shining moment in the manga, and unfortunately her only win. That's right, she didn't have a single solo win the entire manga, but to be fair, she versed very tough opponents, the two servants of Tragodia in the beginning, Judai and Edo or Aster in the dub. So I suppose I can cut her some slack in that category. I tend to be hard on judging characters based off wins and losses, and I have gotten some stick for it before, but I guess we all have ways of liking and resonating with characters. She then duels against Edo and loses. I know this may be off topic, but I have to say I absolutely love the GX manga. I loved all the mangas, but so many people told me the GX manga was amazing, and it really, really is. Just had to throw that out there. Anyway, back on topic. The one thing I really did enjoy about her in the manga is that she was almost always present. Moreover, she really showed no feelings romantically for Judai, which made her presence in these situations a little bit better in my opinion, because it showed how much she cares about her friends, just from a friend perspective, and just that she loves dueling altogether. She wasn't there to be fodder for Judai, which again, I'm not hating on that plot in the anime, I just thought it was pretty badly executed. So I'm glad they didn't repeat those same mistakes in the manga. All in all, Asuka was enjoyable in the GX manga. I do wish she had at least one solo victory though. There are definitely a few notable similarities between anime Asuka and manga Asuka. She is an Obelisk Blue in both the anime and the manga, and is seen as the best female duelist in the academy. She is adored by guys in the anime and by guys in the manga, but despite this, she really goes against the typical damsel in distress card and tries to stand out as a duelist, rather than using her good looks to build herself up. This is demonstrated many times in the anime, and in the manga, it is most notably demonstrated when she really does not want to compete or have any interest in taking the Miss Duel title, and would rather duel Judai instead. I think the tag duel she competes in is very interesting. Her only win in Season 4 of the anime was in a tag duel, and her only win in the manga, period, was a tag duel. I will go a lot more in detail on why the tag duel is interesting to me in the difference category. She also dueled Judai in both the anime and the manga, and in both was defeated by him. She is the younger sister of Fubuki in the anime and in the manga. Moving on to some differences, the first notable one is that she really does not have any romantic feelings for Judai in the manga. While that was a big subplot for her character in the anime, especially in Season 4, it seems they decided to completely scrap any romantic feelings her character might have in the manga. Back to that tag duel, I find a lot of the close similarities and differences very interesting. She teams up with Bastion instead of Judai, whom we know she had a crush on in the anime. However, in the manga, Bastion has a huge crush on her, so it was almost like a complete role reversal in a way. And on top of that, the opponents they dueled were Amon and Johan, not Blair and Hasselberry. Asuka was with a weaker teammate, was versing stronger opponents, but still managed to pull it out. Big thumbs up for her. She never duels Edo in the anime. In fact, she barely interacts with Edo at all in the anime, if my memory serves me correct, but she did duel him in the manga. While she won a bunch of solo duels in the anime, she did not win a single solo duel in the manga. Also, it seems the entire subplot of her wanting to become a teacher was missing from the manga as well. We know in the anime her goal was to study abroad and become a teacher in the future, but she never mentions anything along those lines in the manga. Also, while she uses rituals in the anime, she never used a single ritual card in the manga. Alright guys, as you know, not my best area of expertise, but I like to quickly go over what kind of deck these characters used in the anime and in the manga, go over the monsters they had, try to identify their ace monsters and the monsters with the most attack. In the anime, Asuka actually runs two different decks throughout the show, her main one being the Cyber Girl deck and the other being a White Knight deck, while she was possessed by the Society of Light in Season 2. In her Cyber Girl deck, her ace monster is Cyber Blader, but I always considered Cyber Tutu to be a pretty symbolic monster that she used, even though it did did have low attack points. Her strongest monster in terms of attack is the ritual monster Cyber Angel Dakini with 2700 attack points. In her White Knight deck, her ace and strongest monster is White Knight Dragon, which has 3000 attack points. By the way, the original name of this monster is Blue Ice White Knight's Dragon, which I think is an awesome play on words, clearly referencing Seto Kaiba's Blue Eyes White Dragon. In the manga, Asuka plays an ice deck. I don't know which one I would call her ace monster, since she utilizes all three of her strongest monsters pretty equally and well throughout the manga. Her Blizzard Princess is the one that defeated Johan and Amon, so if I had to pick an ace, that is the one I would pick. Her strongest monster is Ice Queen, which has a whopping 2900 attack points. So which version of Asuka did I enjoy more? If I had to pick, I would say that I liked her manga persona more than her anime persona. Now first off, I think for GX especially, a lot of the characters I analyze, I will enjoy their manga persona more, and the main reason for that is there's really no filler in the manga. Now yes, she did only win a single time in the manga, and that is probably my biggest gripe I have with her, but I would rather a character win a big duel against two very skilled opponents, lose to Judai and Edo along with two of the main villains in the beginning, then duel 6 one-shot opponents like Pierre the Gambler and pick up wins that way. Her biggest two wins in the anime, Manjome and Fubuki, whom I think are about level duelists as Johan and Amon, especially the Manjome and Fubuki in the anime. Another thing I liked about Asuka is she never really became a damsel in distress. In fact, I thought her character pacing was really well executed in the manga. She dueled in the beginning, the middle, and towards the end. While in the anime, not only did she get killed or sent to darkness or possessed like 4 to 5 times throughout the show, she had almost all of her wins in the first 50 episodes, and then the writers forgot about her. I did say before I loved her anime personality, but her manga personality is almost identical to her anime personality, so she doesn't really get an edge there, and in my opinion, she was just a better written, better executed character in the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX manga than in the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX anime. But please, let me know which version of Asuka you preferred down below. Alright guys, so that wraps it up. Thank you all for watching my anime vs manga character analysis of Asuka Tenjoin or Alexis Rhodes. I really hope you enjoyed, and I wanted to especially thank all of you guys for pushing this channel to over 5,000 subs in about 2 days. This community never ceases to amaze me, and I am very excited for what the future holds. Please leave any thoughts down below on the video, and any other suggestions you may have for characters you want to see me analyze in the future. For now, the link is in the description to the next poll, so please head on over and vote. For the 5th anime vs manga analysis, I decided the special theme will be villains. I'm going to pick a special theme every 5 videos, so please check out the poll and vote. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a wonderful day.